Hare Krishna, Vijaya Prabhu. Please accept our humble obeisances. All
Hare
glory.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Hare. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Jai Radha.
Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janna Vallabha Girivanagari Gopi Janna Vallabha Girivanagari Gopi Janna Vallabha Girivanagari Gopi Janna Vallabha Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabi Hari 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 Gopi Janna Vallabha Girivanagari Gopi Janna Vallabha Girivanagari Gopi Janna Vallabha Girivanagari Gopi Janna Vallabha Girivanagari Yashodanandana Prajajanna Ranjana Yashodanandana Prajajanna Ranjana Yashodanandana Prajajanna Ranjana Yashodanandana Prajajanna Ranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya 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 So did we do 36? Yes. So we're on 37. All right. This is Canto 2, Chapter 2, The Lord in the Heart, text number 37. This is the last verse in the chapter. Vivantiye Bhagavata Atmasatam Vivantiye Bhagavata Atmasatam Kathamritam Shravana Bhuteshu Samritam Kathamritam Shravana Bhuteshu Samritam Nandite Visya Vidhusitasam Muranti Vishaya Vidhusitasayam Rajanti Tajjana Sarurvantikam Rajanti Tajjana Sarurvantikam Vivantiye Bhagavata Atmanasatam
Vijaya Bhagavatam
Satamritam Shavana Puteshu Samritam
Kadamritam Shravana Bhuteshu Samritam
Punanti Te Visaya Vudhusitasayam
Purati Te Vishaya Vidushivashayam
Vajanti Tascharna Saruhantikam
Vrajanti Dashana Sarurvantikam Pibanti Bhagavata Atmana Satam
Prabhandiye Bhagavata Atmana Satam
Katamritam Shravanam Teshu Samritam
Vitamritam Shravana Bhuteshu Samritam
Puranti Te Vishaya Vidushitashayam
Punanti Te Visaya Vudhusitasayam
Vrajanti Tacharana Sarvarupantikam
Vajanti Tascharna Saruhantikam
Prantiye Bhagavatatmana Satam
Prabhandiye Bhagavata Atmana Satam
Tamritam Shravana Bhuteshu Samritam
Katamritam Shravana Bhuteshu Samritam
Punanti Te Vishaya Vidushitashayam
Punanti Te Visaya Vudhusitasayam
Prajanti Takshana Sharo Antikam
Vajanti Tascharna Saruhantikam. Anybody want to chant it online?
Ye Bhagavata Atmana Satam. Ye Bhagavata Atmana Satam.
We can't hear it.
Are you able to hear us too?
We can't hear it too well here. It's okay. We'll just go. We'll just chant the word for word. Bhivanti,
Bhavanti
who drink,
who drink,
yea,
yea,
those Bhagavata
Bhagavata,
of the personality of Godhead,
personality of God,
Atmana
Atmana
of the most dear,
the most dear,
Satam
Satam
of devotees,
of
devotees,
Sata Amritam,
Kata
the nectar of the messages,
nectar of messages,
Shavanaputeshu,
Shravana
within the ear holes,
within the ear holes.
Shambratam,
Samritam,
fully filled,
fulfilled,
Punanti,
Punanti,
purified,
purified,
Te,
Te,
there,
there,
Visaya,
Vishaya,
material enjoyment,
material enjoyment,
Virusita,
Vidusita,
Asayam,
Asayam,
polluted aim of life,
Polluted aim of life.
Vrajanti,
Prajanti,
do go back,
to go back,
Tat,
to
the Lord's,
the Lord's
Charan,
Charan,
feet, Sururuha Antikam,
Sarora,
near the lotus.
near the Lord's.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Those who drink through the oral reception, fully filled with the nectarian message of Lord Krishna, the beloved of the devotees, purify the polluted aim of life known as material enjoyment, and thus go back to Godhead, to the lotus feet of Him, the personality of Godhead. Is that the dryer that's on there?
Yeah.
Can we turn that on? Report. The sufferings of human society are due to a polluted aim of life, namely lording it over the material resources. So that's the polluted aim of life, lording it over the material resources, trying to enjoy the property of Krishna. Thieves, we all are, trying to enjoy the property of somebody else. The more human society engages in the exploitation of undeveloped material resources for sense gratification, the more it will be entrapped by the illusory material energy of the Lord. And thus the distress of the world will be intensified instead of diminished. The human necessities of life are fully supplied by the Lord in the shape of food grains, milk, fruit, wood, stone, sugar, and soap. I was just thinking about this the other day. The atheists, they say, oh, it's all by chance. But when a human being, when a lady has a child, or even when a rat has a child, milk comes out of the breast of the mother. It wasn't there before. But all of a sudden there's milk. And that's the best thing for the child also. Because they don't have a good digestion. That's probably the only thing they can digest is it's kind of even it's a little bit warm, it's coming to the body. Best thing. Chance, all by chance. Look forward. The human necessities of life are fully supplied by the Lord in the shape of food grains, milk, fruit, wood, stone, sugar, soap, jewels, cotton, salt, water, vegetables, etc. in sufficient quantity to feed and care for the human race of the world, as well as the living beings on each and every planet within the universe. That's pretty good management. Krishna's a good manager. He knows what he's doing. I mean, even the insects, you never hear, or the birds, everybody's supplied. Everybody. The bears, elephants, they eat so much. Probably like 80 pounds a day or something. More. More. The supply source is complete, and only a little energy of the human being is required to get the necessities into the proper channel. It's like there's so many wealthy people, and people want to be wealthy. They want to be millionaires. But still, you can only eat how much in a day? I mean, you can't. And how much space do we need? 6 feet of space, 6 by 2 feet of space. But they got to have these big houses and big bank accounts. And it's about status. Status. What is that? The Millionaires Club? Was that magazine? There's Forum. Yeah.
Forums.
Yeah, something like that. Anyway, status. You want to have a big status. Yeah. Got the car with the Mercedes Benz, and now the Lexus or the Tesla mark on their car. You status. Want to have status. What a waste. There is no need of machines and tools or huge steel plants for artificially creating comforts of life. As Prabhupada would say, you can't eat nuts and bolts. All these big, Prabhupada said factory means hell. Factory means hell. I worked in a factory before, it's hell. I lasted there for a day. I mean, I'm getting out of here. It's hell, there's all these machines, and also they're putting pressure. They want more. They want work more. So there's so many factories. Probably millions on the planet. Factories. Work harder and harder. Work harder to get all the so-called necessities of life. Life is never made comfortable by artificial needs or artificial intelligence, AI. Not made comfortable, although it will appear that way. But by plain living and high thinking, simple living, high thinking, this is the best way to live. Simple living, high thinking. Therefore, we have the Bhagavad Gita, we have the Srimad Bhagavatam, we have the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Now we have so many books. Devotees are writing so many books. This is amazing. And simple living. The highest perfectional thinking for human society is suggested here by Sukadeva Goswami, namely, sufficiently hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. Sufficiently hearing. It said that the literary incarnation of Krishna enters into the ear, it goes to the heart, Pravishta Sunday, Pravishta Ranrena Sara, Pravishta Ranrena Sara, I can't remember. Anyway, the literary incarnation of Krishna enters into the ear, goes to the heart. It sits on the lotus flower of his loving relationship with Krishna, and there it cleanses it of all lust, anger, greed, and the illusion of madness, and thus it acts like autumnal rain upon muddy pools of water. Pravishtakarnarendrinam svanam bhava kuror dunoti salilamkusa sayalasa yatashara. It's a beautiful verse, isn't it? Goes and it sits on the lotus flower of his loving relationship with Krishna and cleanses it. All just by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, all the dirt is cleansed. And the next part is interesting also. It sits like rain upon muddy pools of water, just like out here. There's cement near the pool. So sometimes in the cement there's some little dirt. The rain comes and it becomes muddy. Right? And then the rain keeps coming, and eventually it just becomes clear, distilled water. All the mud is removed because the rain is coming, replacing all the mud. So we've come to this world and we've become a little muddy hearts, right? But by this hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, by this chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. This mud in the heart is cleansed away, and eventually just a clear consciousness. Won't that be nice? Well, we got to be a lot of hearing, a lot of chanting. This is like a transcendental rain cleansing the mud from the heart. For men in this age of Kali, when they have lost the perfect vision of life, this Srimad Bhagavatam is the torchlight by which to see the real path. Is it Krishna Sriya Moya Yaham Krishna Dharma? Krishna is compared to the sun, and Maya is compared to darkness. Wherever there is the sun of Krishna consciousness, there is no darkness of ignorance. Srila Jiva Goswami, Prabhupada, has commented on the Katamritam mentioned in this verse and has indicated Srimad Bhagavatam to be the nectarian message of the personality of Godhead. By sufficient hearing of Srimad Bhagavatam, the polluted aim of life, namely lording it over matter, will subside. And the people in general, in all parts of the world, will be able to live a peaceful life of knowledge and bliss. For a pure devotee of the Lord, any topics in relationship with his name, fame, quality, entourage, etc., are all pleasing. And because such topics have been approved by great devotees like Narada, Hanuman, Nanda Maharaj, and other inhabitants of Vrindavan, certainly such messages are transcendental and pleasing to the heart and to the soul. And by the constant hearing of the messages of the Bhagavad Gita and later of Srimad Bhagavatam, one is assured herein by Srila Sukadeva Goswami that he will reach the Supreme Personality of Godhead and render him transcendental loving service in the spiritual planet of the name Goloka Vrindavan, which resembles a huge lotus flower. So here, Prabhupada says the constant hearing. And what does Krishna say in the Bhagavad Gita? Sadatam kirtyantam yatatascha tidavata namasyantascha mam bhaktya nityayukta pasati. It's like I was thinking about this. Prabhupada was building the Juhu temple. They had to get a lot of permission from the city. And one of the persons responsible for this allowance, he said, no, this chanting, this early chanting is a nuisance. Oh man, when Prabhupada heard that, Prabhupada was so, he could have said, the early chanting, it could affect people's sleeping, resting at night. We call it a nuisance. Prabhupada was so, I wouldn't want to be in that. And when that person left his body, boy, Yamraj probably, well, you're the one that said nuisance. Huh? I wouldn't want to be in his shoes. Prabhupada was so upset. So upset, this rascal. Of course, I mean, getting that Juhu properly was just like, Prabhupada said a book should be written. Of course, Giriraj Swami, it was the most perfect. Did you read the book? It's a great book. It's a great book. Amazing what Prabhupada went through. Even the devotees canceled the whole deal. And Prabhupada heard on the whole, then everything is finished. He hung up, talking to Krishna Maharaj, telling me Prabhupada was so. Then he was able to pick it up again. He was so upset. Thus, by the process of bhakti yoga, directly accepted, as suggested in this verse, by sufficient hearing of the transcendental message of the Lord, the material contamination is directly eliminated without one's attempting to contemplate the impersonal virat conception of the Lord. And by practicing bhakti yoga, if the performer is not purified from the material contamination, he must be a pseudo-devotee. Whoa. And if by practicing bhakti yoga, if the performer is not purified from the material contamination, he must be a pseudo-devotee. Well, that sounds like me. For such an impostor, there is no remedy for being freed from material entanglement. Ouch. Om Jnana Tamadandasya Gnanjana Salapya Chakshram Vachamjana Sri Guruvena Mamukam Sottuvachalam Bangam Vaishnavi Yet Kripatalaham Vande Sri Gurum Dinadana Vachakapuri Vishaka Sindhya Shamparitanam Bhavani Vaishnavi Sri Gurum Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Saraswati Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Sarvapyati Yagya Vado, Yagya Stapana comes. He says that one who knows the purpose of sacrifice becomes free of sin. And upon tasting the nectar of the results of sacrifice, he advances toward the supreme eternal atmosphere. Beautiful verse. One who understands the purpose of sacrifice. So what is the purpose of sacrifice?
That's Krishna.
To please Krishna? Anything else?
Purifies.
To get purified? Anything else? To help others also. To help others also. This is the purpose of trying to please Krishna. And fortunately, Prabhupada's come and let us know how to please Krishna. Just like sometimes people ask us, we speak about and serving God, and they ask, well, how do you serve God? People don't know how to serve God. Even in religious groups, How do you serve God? Because God is pretty much, he's an order supplier. You mean serving God? He serves us. He's supposed to serve us, not us serve him. He's God, he serves us. Yeah, what does he need? He's God, he doesn't need anything. Rascals. So, no, the purpose is to please Krishna. He doesn't need anything, but he very much appreciates devotion. He's conquered and overwhelmed by pure love and devotion. He likes devotion. Therefore, as we heard yesterday, was a patram pusam pulamtoyam. Yo me bhaktya tadaham bhaktaharasnam snami prayatana. That actually twice in this verse. One who offers with me with love and devotion, a leaf, a flower, fruit, or water, I'll accept it. Twice he mentions love and devotion. He is attracted to devotion. This is what conquers Krishna. So when I was doing love and devotion, a leaf, a flower, fruit, or water, I'll accept it. So this verse goes on to say one who knows the purpose of sacrifice, he becomes free of sin. Now, there's subtle sin and there's gross sin. So we're trying to get free of both. We're trying to get free of both because from the subtle sin, the desire, comes the gross. So we got to cut it from the root by this sadhana bhakti. We cut this sinful desire. So there's just pure desire. I was just thinking this morning how nice it will be to have a spiritual body with a spiritual mind. Instead of walking around with this jerk mind, they're just walking around with a demon. Krishna, help me. As Lord Nityananda said, that in this age, the demoniac mentality has to be killed. So that's Lord Nityananda's wish. Lord Chaitanya, he was going to kill Jagat and Madha. My Lord, please, if you kill this is Kali Yuga, everybody should be killed in this age. We have to kill the demoniac mentality. And that's what this is about. This knowledge and this Hare Krishna mantra is all about destroying the demoniac mentality. And then, I really like this verse. The one who knows the purpose of sacrifice, who is free of sin. He tastes the results of sacrifice. What is the result of sacrifice? He tastes the nectar of the result of sacrifice. That's reciprocation. We get some reciprocation from Krishna. You get realization. Just like this verse here, this last paragraph, Prabhupada says, that's the process of bhakti yoga directly accepted. And there's that verse, bhakti parasana bhava varakti anyat chaisutika ekala papati manasi dasna tusti pusi surigaya nagasa. That by
Prabhu, I think the laptop was not connected to the charger. Perhaps. Likewise, Prabhu. Although I can't hear you very clearly, we miss you all.
I'm missing no association, Prabhu. Not the same.
You can say hello to Jesh Prabhu and me.
Jai, Bhakti Jai, Jai.
He can't hear you. Thanks.
Show you a
My
little bit
glasses.
too well. Here, I'll show you this. Tahoe.
They like Tahoe. Sorry, it's connected to my glasses, so
No, in the Yosemite.
There's also a fishy site. Great idea.
That site is very beautiful, Prabhu. His Grace Kautukana, Prabhu.
I agree.
That's
That's just Vijaya.
Bro, all of this is part of the live stream.
Oh, is it still going on? Okay, Annie. Let's do some troubleshooting now. We have to call Tim soon.
Hello, Dr. Tim? Are you available?
All right.
Back on?
Sorry about that interruption there. For some reason the computer just went off. You're on now again?
I think it's true, yes.
You can hear us? Okay. Okay, so this last paragraph, Prabhupada mentions Bhakti Yoga, Bhakti Parosana Bhava Bhakti. That by practicing Bhakti Yoga, this verse says 3 things automatically happen. Or actually, it's described by engaging in devotional service. 3 things automatically occur. 1, we develop our love for Krishna. 2, we get realization of Krishna. And we become detached from the material world. Just as when we eat, we experience pleasure, especially when we have Vishal cooking for us. We get realization. We're missing your cooking, Vishal. We get realization of Krishna, which is compared to nourishment. When you eat, you get nourishment. Especially now we're eating such nice, we're eating all this quinoa and millet. It's so healthy. Huh? So we get nourishment. And the last one, we get detached. By practicing Krishna Kata, we become detached. Just like when we're eating, eventually, Prabhu, I've had enough. No more. Thank you. It's nice, but no more. So eventually, I don't want any more material life. Finished. No more. Can you guys hear it? It's okay? No? I guess it's not yet.
He's muted.
No, we can hear it, bro. We can hear clearly.
Okay. But I think, yeah, okay. So this is the result of devotional service. We attain love for Krishna, we get realization for Krishna, and eventually become detached. And it's something to look forward to. Developing our love for Krishna. You know, so much is like, what was it? Vaiseshika Maharaj said yesterday? From attention comes
Where attention goes.
where attention goes,
Affection grows.
affection grows. Where attention goes, affection grows. I like that. So if we're really hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, really hearing lectures, then affection will grow, because Krishna he's got an unlimited amount of affection. So we just got to plug in to that love of Krishna, that affection. So nice. Yeah? Now I was thinking how people they put their attention on so many useless things, on dogs, and therefore their affection, the affection that should be going to God, to Krishna, is going to dogs. or mostly in the materials, it goes to the opposite sex and to children. The affection that should be going to Krishna, that very valuable affection. Affection is so valuable, actually. It's love. That love that should be going to Krishna is going to others. So that's a nice thing about brahmacharya. Our attention is on Krishna, not on dogs, not on wife, not on children, not on some boss that you're working for, but just on Krishna. So we're very fortunate. We're probably the most fortunate people on the planet to just be able to focus our attention on Krishna. And we should count our blessings and we shouldn't think, oh, there's something better. Something better. The mind is like, there's something better. It's like this Jamunacharya. Jamunacharya, he was a nice devotee. Then by whatever, he became a big king. He became a big king, and he had so much opportunity for sense gratification, and he was doing it. But one devotee, he came and he helped him to become a devotee again, and he was so happy to once again become a devotee. He said, Yadavadhi mama cheta Krishna padarvinde nava rasa dham mati Tadavadhi Bhatanari Sangame Smaryamani Bhavati Mukha Vikara Sustuna Stevanamcha. He said, since I've been engaged in the service of Krishna, experiencing ever fresh pleasure at every moment, whenever I think of sex life, I spit at the thought and my lips curl in distaste. So he got it's a much higher, this is inner happiness, not just like this animal pleasure. The sex life, that's an animal pleasure also. They're feeling the same thing. It's just an animal pleasure. But this love for Krishna, this is inner happiness. This is the happiness of the soul. So therefore, Jamunacharya, he just thought, this is disgusting compared to love for Krishna. So again, this is something to look forward to. Krishna Bhakti Rasa Bhavatam Kriya Tamyada Topila Tatra Loya Apam Janma Koli Suprataya Lavate. That love for Krishna cannot be attained by performing pious activities for many millions of lives, but it can be attained by only paying one price, and that one price is intense desire, loyal. You gotta pray for an intense desire to engage in this pure devotional service. And Krishna sees that. He sees this desire. Desire is something subtle. We don't see desire. But Krishna, he sees everything. He hears everything. Kind of scary. All these things. So we should pray very sincerely, Krishna, please, may there only be one desire in my heart, one desire in my mind, and that is to serve you, to please you, and to do things that are pleasing to you, such as Yaidam Padamanguyam Mad Bhakti Savadhashasi Bhakti May Paramkruta Mami Vaishya Samshay. Krishna said, anybody who is preaching this message of Bhagavad Gita is most dear to me. There will never be anyone more dear to me. So Krishna's given a hint on how to get very close, to him. That's by hearing and giving out what we're hearing. This is what is most needed in the world. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he said there's only one lack in society, and that is Krishna consciousness. And this knowledge that Prabhupada has brought to the world, this fills this lack. This is what is most needed. When people think that what is most needed is money, that just gets them more and more entangled. What is most needed is love for Krishna. And it's amazing that some of the most wealthy people, or some extremely wealthy people, gave up all their wealth to serve Krishna. Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, so wealthy. Raghunath Das Goswami. And here, contemporary, Ambarish Prabhu, Prabhu used to call Ambarish Maharaj. He gave up so much, millions, for TOVP. Such a great service. So, and this is real wealth, to have this devotion for Krishna. This is real wealth. Prema dana vanavyate daridra jivan. Dase kore vitana more deha prema dana. If one does not have love for Krishna, one is considered to be a daridra jivan, a poor soul. But if one does have love for Krishna, that's it's like Kulavechar Sridhar. He was so poor, he was selling banana leaf cups in Bengal. There's banana leaves everywhere. So, and half of what he would make, he would use for service to Ganga. I mean, I don't know how you would use money to serve Ganga, but he would use half of his income as in service to Ganga Mata. And Lord Chaitanya, he would go there and he would bargain. He would bargain with Kulavechar Siddhar. You're charging too much. What is this? Come on, you're just making so much profit. And Kulavechar said, "It's a banana cup. I'm not making any profit. No, I know you're very wealthy. You have riches. I don't have any teas like amazing." And then when they were doing what was it, Swayam Prakash? He was doing the Swayam Prakash, and he was giving so many benedictions. Kulavechar, I'll give you anything you want. Just ask. I'll give you anything you want. And what did he say? Please, my Lord, please come to me every day and keep bargaining with me. Just do that, and I'll be happy. He appreciated it so much. So he was the wealthiest. He had nothing, but he was so dear to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So it's this service attitude, this devotion, which pleases Krishna. And it's there. Nitya Siddha, Krishna Prema, Sadhi Kavanoi, Shravanali, Sura Chitti, Kuri. It's there. It's there. We just, by this chanting, this hearing, and it's actually mentioned Tivra Bhakti. Tivra Bhakti. What is Tivra Bhakti? Intense devotion. We got to pray for intense devotion to Krishna. And then Krishna, he sees that intense desire. Whoa, this devotee is so nice. And he wants to, and he reciprocates. So you have to pray for that intense Tivra Bhakti. We have one Gaiva in Tivra Bhakti. So we have to pray for that Tivra Bhakti. This is what is most important in this human form of life. An intense desire to serve Krishna. So on that note, is there any question, comment, reflection, or correction? If not, we'll stop. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Vijaya Prabhu ki jai.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. I hope you have all success in your book distribution today and forever.